on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT, as well as on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on the beautiful, beautiful Facebook.com/LiveNowDT. So however you're tuning into the show, thank you so much for hanging out with us here where sports meets life. Of course, all of you on mixlr.com/WakeUpCallDT and on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage. So welcome back here inside the Cafe Kubal studios for hour number 2 of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We just spoke about the Jacksonville Jaguars in the first hour of today's broadcast, which was called On the Prowl, and all about speaking on these Jaguars and seeing them go forward here, as I had the opportunity to speak with numerous Jaguars, and very happy that I had the blessing to share my Q&A, my video Q&A with Urban Meyer, as well as with Trevor Lawrence, quarterback on the team, and of course outside linebacker Josh Allen, return specialist Jamal Agnew, who in the first 3 weeks has already 2 returns for touchdowns, including a 109 return from the kick that was short, the 68-yard field goal attempt by Matt Prater, which ironically was on the same Sunday that Justin Tucker hit a 66-yarder for Baltimore that hit the crossbar and then spun in, which was crazy as things seem to be falling for those Baltimore Ravens. I think that happened in a Cleveland game. I think it was a Cleveland-Cincinnati game. So definitely awesome to see what Jamal Agnew's been able to do and to be able to speak with him. And, of course, to speak with Marvin Jones Jr. after he's bailed me out of some fantasy football games in the past. So it was cool to talk with him as well. And I want to thank all of the gentlemen for their time. I want to thank David and the entire team with the Jacksonville Jaguars for giving us the opportunity and for helping us to socially distance and safely be able to continue to conduct our interviews. So I want to thank all of the Jacksonville Jaguars organization for what they did for us, and I truly appreciate that very, very much so. So with that being said here, inside the Cafe Kubal Travel Studios, it's hour number 2 of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and it's time to get into those Syracuse Orange conversations. We're going to start things off with my one-on-one conversation with Geoff Cantin-Arku. Geoff Cantin-Arku, linebacker on the team. We had an opportunity to speak with one another here going into this week as they get set to play Florida State. And Geoff Cantin-Arku going to be here with us to speak on a bunch of different topics. So we'll get right into it here with the linebacker of the Syracuse Orange. So very honored and very privileged to have this time with Geoff Cantin-Arku, and here he is. Well, Geoff, just to speak on these first 4 games, to come out of non-conference play 3-1, just what your thoughts are as a team getting at least 3 wins here in non-conference.
Oh, I mean, I think it's a great start to the season. We expect it to be a great team this year, and I feel like we're on our way to become a great team. We just got to keep working. You know what I mean? It's been a good start for right now. We for sure wanted to be 4-0, but I mean, I think that we did pretty good in the three games that we won, and starting this season 3-1 is we both know is way better than 1-10 from last year. So I think we're just happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and seeing this defense really start to, have a personality, so to speak. Do you get a sense for that too? Do you feel like being a part of this defense that you have a personality?
Yeah, it's my first time being a part of a defense that, we all on the same page. We all talking. We all communicate. We rotating a lot. Everybody playing, and I feel like it's a great way to put everybody together, and I feel like this is one of the most things we got better from last year is how we see things, how we understand football, and how we can play together to make sure we stop offenses.
And like you said, you feel like this season's just better in how this defense is reacting. What made the defense better going into this season? Why are you guys better than last year? What changes were made? What happened to make this team better on the defensive side?
I think every guy is older, so we understand the game better and how to fit things and how, like I said, play together. So I feel like this the most part that we got better at is really playing together and understanding the game to make sure, like, especially at the linebacker level, we're really important on this defense. So we had to understand where to fit and, like, how to do things. But last year, there was a lack of understanding because I think we was too young. So as a group, we were too young last year.
Here with Geoff Cantin-Arku on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Geoff, for you, what is Dino kind of given that you think is a lasting thought, of these first 4 games, of the things that Dino Babers has said to this team? What has he said that's resonated with you as you get set for ACC play?
What did he say?
Yeah, like what has Dino said that you have kind of kept top of mind? Some memorable things that you think Dino has said that have kind of fit with you or hit you a certain way that makes you remember it.
I think one of the main things I took from Coach Baber is how, like, you got to come to work. You got to come every day ready to work, and, like, you can't take one day off. You can't be soft, or, like, you can't, when you come to practice, I feel like you got to put your mind in the mindset where you're ready to play football and just, like, visualize things so you're ready to go on Friday or Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I think Coach Baber got a lot of experience, and when he told us that we can't be taking no days off. If you want to be a great team don't take no days off. So, like, I think it's really, like, it's starting to be a part of me, and I don't think nobody takes no day off up here in Syracuse no more. Not that I was doing it before, but I think, like, that's one of the main points, like, that came up to me, like I said, that Coach Baber said.
Final thing from you, Geoff. What should the world know about Syracuse football as you head into ACC competition?
They better know that we coming for everybody, just like they're the best team in the country.
Coming from Geoff Cantin-Arku. Geoff, as always, I appreciate your time, and God bless and safe travels. I look forward to talking with you soon.
Okay, thank you, sir. Same. Have a good day.
You too. That coming from Geoff Cantin-Arku one more time, that everybody should know that Syracuse is coming. And they're going to treat you like you're the best team in the country. That's how they want to play you. And listen, Syracuse in the past, it was about that, right? Syracuse in the past, they played up to their competition, down to their competition. They played to the level of their competition. Well, if Geoff Cantin-Arku, if those sentiments are echoed and actually shown by actions and not just words from the entire team, we're going to play everybody like it's the national championship. We're going to play everybody like you're the best team. Well, we know Syracuse can play up. We also know they can play down. If he's saying, hey, listen, we're going to be playing everybody like it's the best team out there in the country, well, then that means they're going to be playing up every single week, and that's the only way that you can play if you want to have a winning season, if you want to be successful. So shout out to Geoff Cantin-Arku. Loved having him on the show. Very much appreciate him. Geoff Cantin-Arku right now on the team is in good footing right now in total tackles. He is 5th on the team in total tackles this season with 18, and in solo tackles he is also 5th with 12, he's tied for 4th with 12 with Stephon Thompson, fellow linebacker. So a shout out to that. Geoff Cantin-Arku also has 2.5 tackles for a loss of 12 yards. He has a half a sack on the season as well. And so that's how things look as he started off his campaign here in 2021. So very much appreciate Geoff Cantin-Arku coming from Quebec, Canada, and coming on to this team for the Syracuse Orange and getting himself involved and getting pretty tenacious out there too. He's put some big hits out there. And so Geoff Cantin-Arku wants to make sure that you know that he's on the field when you're on the field. And we'll be on the field with Matt Bergeron right after this fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets life.
Café Kubal Mobile Cafe brings the cafe experience to you. We'll roll out to your neighborhood or office, ready to serve our locally crafted espresso bar to our loyal patrons. Inquire at cafekubal.com. Café Kubal, coffee for the soul.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, located on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, is home to over 40 flavors with more than 200 flavors in their total wheelhouse. Sky's the limit for this sweet and savory Central New York company. Keep it local at your parties, fundraisers, wedding showers, baby showers, and more by calling 315-450-MA-PA. That's 315-450-6272 for popcorn bars with custom flavors and colors at your upcoming event. Make sure to visit them on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. And for more information, go to maandpazsnacks.com. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
Here at Progressive Dental, we understand the importance of regular dental visits and preventive care. Cleanings and checkups are essential to good oral health. We have multiple locations in the Southern Tier, so come visit us in Binghamton, Enwell, Kirkwood, Montrose, and Norwich. For self-pay non-insured patients, we offer the Smile Plan, which covers all of your cleanings, x-rays, and exams for an affordable yearly price. Call 607-754-2273 or 607-754-CARE to make an appointment today. For more information, visit our website at progressivedentalny.com.
The Millhouse Market, located on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York, is worth the drive every single time. Make your way out to the Millhouse Market today, and I definitely appreciate everything that the Millhouse Market does every Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. in their general store, as well as their indoor dining restaurant and their drive-through pickup window. Download the app today to have everything at your fingertips. You'll have the entire menu there with you from the Millhouse Market, and there's a map section so you can get directions from anywhere you are to the Millhouse Market while you're looking at the menu and ordering with contactless pay on the app, and you can tip on the app and then stay in your car, pick up your food, and grab and go. How much easier do you want it? So easy, so efficient, so awesome. Thank you to Rebecca Alfred and her team for creating their homemade breads and desserts, salads, quinoa bowls, rice bowls, their brick oven pizzas, which are fantastic. And by the way, the first Saturday of every single month, it's buy one, get one. And it doesn't matter which one you get, buy one, get one free when it comes to their brick oven pizzas. So go there this weekend and get your buy one, get one brick oven pizza there at the Millhouse Market. I love the bee sting, the steak and blue, the margarita. So many great ones there. So this Saturday, October 2nd, all day long, buy one, get one. First Saturday of every single month for brick oven pizzas, buy one, get one. And, of course, their sandwiches named after the families that helped to settle today's Pulaski. Ingrained in our taste buds and ingrained in the community, there is nothing like the Millhouse Market, and that's why it's worth the drive every time. So find your way out there to 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. With that being said, back here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. Next up in my conversations with the Syracuse Orange going into this week at Florida State, coming out of non-conference play at 3-1. The Syracuse Orange have up on their list for the first time of ACC play this season, the Florida State Seminoles. And here is my conversation with left tackle Matt Bergeron as we continue the Quebec theme and having Matt Bergeron from Quebec, Canada, after having Geoff Cantin-Arku from Quebec as well. So here we go with Matt Bergeron on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Here with Matt Bergeron of the offensive line of Syracuse University, playing over at left tackle. Matt, you got to play right away when you came into Syracuse. You were in every single game as a true freshman. You got to start a bunch of those games and then came back last year and made your starts primarily at left tackle. Just what you can say about Syracuse leaning on you right away in your first couple seasons and trusting in you to help the offensive line.
Yeah, I think it was great for Coach Babers to put his trust in me since my freshman year, and I've been grateful for that. And I think my progression is only going up from since my freshman year, since my first start. My progression just been going up, and I'm really excited about that. And yeah.
And so for you to see, I mean, obviously this line's had some changes. Aaron Service has been at left tackle, right tackle, center. He's at center now after playing right tackle. What can you say about the chemistry of the offensive line? Can you guys get comfortable with players moving around?
I think it just shows how the chemistry is. Like we had success running the ball no matter who's playing where. You know what I'm saying? Like we got 6 guys in the rotation and we still have success running the ball. So it just shows how the chemistry is.
And for you on the left side of the line, Chris Bleich coming in at left guard. What has he meant to you? What can you say about your relationship with him?
Me and Bryce are really close on and off the field, and I think he's just a great guy. He's making a lot of good calls out there, definitely helping me, and I think we got a great chemistry, and I think we're a great duo.
The left side of the line's been very, very strong. The right side of the line trying to kind of find who fits that piece. What can you say about how practice has felt? What does the right side of the line look like as you step into ACC play?
I think we're doing a lot better. We had to correct a few things that we saw on tape from last Friday, and I think we're coming in at Florida State pretty confident as an offensive line, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing, no matter the front we're playing, because we're playing a great front. Definitely some NFL talent guys. I think Jeremiah Johnson, he's up there in the sacks leader, so we really got to be focused and just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, and for you to come out of this as a team, 3-1, within those 3 wins, you've had at least 200 yards rushing. How important is it for you to consistently make sure that you're putting up stats like that? Because it's no coincidence that the 3 games you've had at least 200 yards on the ground are also 3 wins.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing off that is the confidence. Like every game, it just gives us a little bit more confidence in what we're doing and just believing in what we're doing and believing in the game plan and trusting the game plan. And like you said, we haven't changed what we've done no matter who we're playing. You know what I mean? Like we going down there for the state. We just going to keep doing what we're doing no matter who playing.
And for you, kind of a final note here, you had to say goodbye to a brother in Jarvion Howard. How do you say goodbye and then turn around and have to play a game in just a few days?
It's hard because me and Jarvion were good friends, but I just want what's the best for him, and I think he's a great guy, great athlete, and he's definitely gonna be a big weapon for whoever's offense pick him up.
Matt Bergeron, I had Geoff Cantin-Arku on here representing Canada. You guys are doing well representing our country to the north here at Syracuse. So God bless it. Safe travels. I look forward to talking with you soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right. Bye.
Take care. That coming from Matt Bergeron once again here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And, we're at a point where Syracuse has an opportunity. They're 3-1. They've tripled their wins from last year. So, you know what I mean? And as crazy as that sounds, that's a true statement. They've tripled their wins from last year. So, at 3-1 last year, going 1-10, this Syracuse football team is trying to stay on the right side of things. And getting Florida State right now is Florida State's 0-4. You would think, okay, well, Florida State's going to be really hungry and really pissed. That could happen. The other thing that could happen is Florida State's frustrated and they're reeling and they're, kind of looking at each other like, what the hell is going on? And, if they start to kind of eat at each other, then that's a good thing for the teams that play them. If they come together and they start to, retaliate the other way, then that's not a great thing. Now, Mike Norvell was upset and obviously very adamant here recently as this team has an 0-4 start in Tallahassee. And last season he took over the team during a pandemic. And so, this is the thing. I said Syracuse can't use the pandemic as an excuse because Syracuse played all their games. They played all their games on the days they were supposed to play them, outside of playing 37 minutes late in their opening home game in the Dome when the Dome was reopened, a game that I was blessed to be at by the grace of God, and I appreciate it so very much. That's besides that 37-minute late start, they played their entire season. And they played that game on the day that they were supposed to play. So, Florida State was a little bit, and it's also different when a head coach is coming in for the first time. If Dino was coming into Syracuse during a pandemic, then I would say, okay, you know what? You got a new coach trying to install everything, trying to grab the locker room, gain the locker room, keep the locker room, and he's new. So, I think with Mike Norvell, this is very difficult. And you have to understand that Willie Taggart and I spoke about when he came into Florida State, and he didn't shy away from the fact that he was saying, I'm trying to figure out who in this locker room wants to be here. So he was trying to weed out the issues in the locker room. Jimbo Fisher left when maybe there was a notion that he knew that there were issues in the locker room. And now Mike Norvell's there, and because they only spent not even 2 years with Willie Taggart at the helm, that Mike Norvell could be sitting there saying, I know that there's issues in the locker room. So, I think Florida State, you're seeing them falter because Jimbo left, okay? And Jimbo won a lot of games there, recruited well there, and all that, worked with Bobby Bowden. Rest in peace to Bobby. And seeing what he was able to do there, seeing what Jimbo Fisher did with Bobby Bowden and then did after Bobby Bowden, there's a lot to it. Florida State won the last BCS national championship. And so to see all of that happen and then to kind of see things trend downward and, Jimbo was dealing with players that had a lot of issues and players that were getting in trouble off the field and all of that's going on. And then he leaves for Texas A&M. They bring in Willie Taggart from Oregon, where Willie had success in his first season there, and he had success in making South Florida relevant, arguably maybe for the first time ever. And then they kick him out the door in like a year and a half. So to me, I think Florida State, I think Jimbo, when he left, it's like he knew there were issues there. And then you move into the situation where, okay, so there's issues there. And on top of there being issues there, now you have a coach that you've only had for 5 seconds, and then you kick that coach out, now you got a new coach. You're not going to be able to change a locker room and make things better if you keep transitioning coaches. You're not going to be able to do that. If this was Willie Taggart's 4th year, then you might have seen some things get weeded out and some things get better. Was he going to be the best coach? Who knows? But could he have at least cleaned the locker room? Yeah. I think Willie could have done it because Willie's done the unthinkable with more than one team, including South Florida. And he's also done some work in the state of Kentucky. So, where he's been able to take a team and turn them, but it takes time. It takes him 3 seasons, maybe 4 seasons. And so you didn't give him that time. So if there were issues when Jimbo was there and you give Willie no time, then you can't be upset at Mike Norvell having issues because those issues were never corrected when Jimbo left and they were never corrected when Willie was there because Willie wasn't there long enough to correct them. So how do you expect Mike Norvell to turn this thing around with everything you've put him with? If there's a leak in the wall and you try to plug it, right? Jimbo's leaving, he sees there's a bunch of holes in the wall, and he leaves, and that water's just running out onto the locker room floor. And then Willie Taggart comes in and he starts to plug them, and then you rip him away from the wall and say, no, you're not going to be the one to plug our wall. So then all those things, so he doesn't get to plug all the holes, so then it keeps leaking. And then you have Mike Norvell in, and he comes in and goes, oh my God, there's all these holes in the wall. I got to start plugging these. Well, how are you supposed to actually plug every single one and make sure that those plugs stick unless you keep a coach there and let the coach coach and let the coach build their own culture? So that's just reality. That's reality. And I think, Florida State fans want to win, and you're going to have to temper your expectations right now because it looks like there needs to be a little bit of a sweeping job here. They need to clean up the water. They need to get rid of the dust. They need to polish a little bit and start over. And starting over takes time. Did I think they'd be 0-4? No. Did I think that Jacksonville State was going to give them hell? Yeah, because Jacksonville State gave them hell last year. So I'm not surprised the Jacksonville State game. Hell, I circled that game going into the season. I told you that. But where we stand right now with this Florida State team, it's the perfect time for Syracuse to play them because Syracuse is a team that has struggled a lot, and they now get to play a team that's also struggling. And so this is great for Syracuse. It's not good for Florida State. And that's the reality, and that's just what it looks like. So Florida State's either going to use this game as a highlight reel against Syracuse, as they've done in the past, where they're not good against anybody else, but then they put the spank on Syracuse, or Syracuse is going to ride their momentum and gain even more momentum by winning in Tallahassee, saying, okay, we avenged a loss against Liberty and shut them up, and now we won in Tallahassee, and we were able to get that monkey off of our back and shut them up, so now we can go home, and you got to play two top 25 teams that one of them is undefeated right now, and it's not Clemson, ironically. When Syracuse comes home, they have to play Wake Forest, and they have to play Clemson. So, we got some two big games coming up here, and I'm very excited about those two games at home on October 9th and on October 15th. And both of these games are going to be later in the day because Syracuse is getting some positivity from television, not forcing them to play at noon. I mean, the Friday night game, they can't play at noon. They're playing that at 7 p.m. But against Wake Forest is ranked. Syracuse is 3-1. And now, instead of putting them at noon, they're putting the Syracuse-Wake Forest game at either 3 or 3:30 p.m., which is good. And it's either going to be on ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, or the ACC network. So I would think if Syracuse beats Florida State and maybe does it convincingly and Wake Forest stays undefeated, that we'll see Syracuse probably kick off at 3:30. And there could be a good chance that we could see, ESPN or ABC covering the game. And wouldn't that be crazy to see a Syracuse football game on ABC? I feel like it's the first time in forever that Syracuse would be doing that if they weren't playing like Clemson. You know what I mean? So that's really good for Syracuse. They only have 4 home games left, folks, so make sure you buy your tickets. Go to Cuse.com and buy your tickets today and come support the teams. They got Wake Forest on October 9th, which is a Saturday, like I said, at 3 or 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You definitely want to pack the dome there. You want it to, you don't want television to be searching and looking, where are the fans? You know what I mean? So fans, definitely, I hope you show up. I hope you show up not because of the TV. Whether there's TV, listen, let me rephrase. Whether there's TV or not, you need to be there. Okay? Does it look awful when you're not there? Yeah, because Fox did that with the Jacksonville Jaguars game, and they zoomed out, and all the seats are teal, and you could see that there was a ton of teal, and when there's a ton of teal, that means that there's not butts in the seats, and it looked awful. So do you want it to look like that? No. But I'm a quality over quantity, so the fans that do show up, however many of you there are, 3,000, 10,000, 30,000, I want you to be live. I want you to be excited. I want you to stick around. I want you to stay the whole game. Where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to go? Okay? Where are you trying to go? Unless you have a babysitter, right? Or you're visiting somebody, mom and dad, whatever. Where are you trying to go? This is what I don't understand. If Syracuse is winning by a lot, you leave. If they're losing by a lot, you leave. Where are you going? Where are you going? There's only a few home games a season. And everything in Syracuse is 15 minutes away. So where are you going? This isn't Atlanta. This isn't Orlando. This isn't Chicago. Where do you need to be? So if you come to the Dome, stay. Because there's a big-time game coming up against Wake Forest. And there's a big game coming up against Clemson in the Orange Out. And I find that this is weird. Because against Liberty, they had a white out, and Liberty has white in their logo. And Clemson were doing an orange out, and Clemson is orange. So it's kind of confusing because you would think you would do like the opposite. You'd have a whiteout against Clemson so that you specify that it's not in support of Clemson, and that you would have an orange out against Liberty because Liberty's colors are red, white, and blue. But that's just me. That's just a thought that I have when it comes to PR, that you don't want to have an orange out when you're playing an orange team because it looks like you're supporting Syracuse and Clemson. But I digress. So make sure you come out to those games. October 9th, Saturday at 3 or 3:30 p.m. October 15th is a Friday night at 7 p.m. October 30th is a Saturday against Boston College. That time's not set yet. That's homecoming. And on November 27th, Senior Day against Pittsburgh. So you got 3 games in October and you got 1 game in November. And after the game on October, you got to wait almost a month to see Syracuse at home again, folks. So get your butt out to these games. If you can afford the tickets, buy them and come out and support your Syracuse Orange and have some fun with this Cuse team. I want to take a look at the depth chart for this week as they finally added it back to the website. Last year there was no depth chart on the website, and then I asked the question of where the depth chart is this year, and it showed up on the website. So maybe I should have asked last year. But I'm happy to see it up here. Very grateful to Syracuse for putting that up here, because it definitely helps to cover a team when you know the depth chart and who's going to be out there for the squad. So the depth chart this week, Garrett Schrader is the starting quarterback. First time he's ever been on the depth chart as the declared starter. There's no "or" next to his name. He's the starter. Tommy's the backup. So keeping true to Dino keeping his word. As Dino Babers said, Garrett Schrader won the game, so that means he'll at least start the game against Florida State. So he's there. Jarvion Howard has left the team and is in the transfer portal. You heard that secured by Matt Bergeron saying he's going to miss his brother, but hopes the best for him. So that means Sean Tucker's still first, Cooper Lutz is second, and 2B is Abdul Adams. So, Syracuse uses that "or" on their chart. Some other teams use it on their depth chart as well. And so you got Sean Tucker 1, and then you got Cooper Lutz or Abdul Adams. So I call that 2A and 2B. You got Cooper Lutz as the first option, so I call him 2A, and then 2B, you have Abdul Adams. Luke Benson back here on the roster as a starter for tight end, didn't play this past week. Maximilian Mang is behind him. And then for wide receiver, one of them we have Sherrod Johnson with Damian Elford behind him. Another is Taj Harris with Courtney Jackson or Trevor Pena, who didn't play last week as well, the return specialist. And then wide receiver, so Courtney Jackson took over for Trevor Pena against Liberty. And then wide receiver Anthony Quealy with Aronde Gadsden, a true freshman behind him. At left tackle, Matt Bergeron stays there. Chris Bleich stays at left guard. Aaron Service has been shifted from the last week to, well, he played in the game against Albany. They shifted him from right tackle to center, where he had played before. Played last season. There was rotation again. He's played 3 out of 5 positions on the line. And so Service was moved there against Albany and then stayed there against Liberty. And now he's there again against Florida State on the road. Dakota Davis still at right guard or Darius Tisdale. So now Darius Tisdale was first, and now they flipped that, but it's an or. So Dakota Davis is now above Darius Tisdale at right guard, but it's 1A and 1B. So it shows you that they still haven't figured that out. And Carlos Vettorello at right tackle coming from center, and Jacob Bradford, who is brought in as a transfer, he is still behind Carlos Vettorello. Be interesting to see if Vettorello struggles, if they're going to start Bradford eventually, give him a shot, or put him in an or situation. Defensively, Josh Black at DN and Kingsley Jonathan both at the top. Behind them, Cody Roscoe and Caleb Okechukwu. Makes sense here, the roommates, Cody and Caleb, and you could see my conversation with Cody about his roommate Caleb by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCall DT. We had a lot of fun with that conversation, a lot of cool stuff about getting to know Caleb and Caleb's adversity that I spoke with Caleb about, and I should share both of those specials with you because they were definitely 2 awesome things to share about. Caleb not even knowing if he was ever going to be able to play again, and then Cody talking about, how Caleb inspires you, and then having some fun with Cody and talking about different things like Drake's Certified Lover Boy, which I believe is awesome, versus Donda by Kanye West, which I need to listen to a little bit more. D tackle Curtis Harper's above McKinley Williams for the second week in a row. Linebackers Stephon Thompson, Michael Jones, and Marlo Wax all at the top here. Geoff Cantin-Arku, who gets involved, he's there. Anwar Sparrow is there, and Leon Lowry. At corner, Garrett Williams, we finally got him for an entire game, so it was good to see that against Liberty. He's back there, God bless. Deuce Chestnut is on the other side, and Jason Simmons at free safety is up top. Rover is Rob Hanna or Justin Barron, so Justin Barron gets that or now that he could be there with Rob Hanna. That's interesting. And Jihad Carter above Eric Coley at safety as well. Special teams, we have Andre Schmidt as the place kicker still. James Williams, a true freshman, as the punter. Aaron Belinsky, the long snapper, up top. The holder, Mike Midkiff. And kick returner is back to Trevor Pena, and punt returner is back to Trevor Pena. And then behind him, it could be Courtney Jackson, Cooper Lutz, and it says or Jarvion Howard. This was a mistake on this depth chart because Jarvion's no longer on the team. So that would be a mistake there for kick returner, but punt returner, Courtney Jackson's behind Trevor Pena as kick returner and punt returner, and he filled in there for Trevor Pena this past week with Trevor being out. So we'll see how it goes from here, but we obviously know that Trevor can hold his own, and Courtney Jackson, I'd like to see him get more involved in the offense, so we'll see how it goes from here moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, we're going to take a step aside for a fast break, and when we come back, plenty more conversation about Syracuse, and we'll get you ready for what's coming up this week against Florida State as I'm down here in the Sunshine State broadcasting live as Syracuse. I did the bookends. I came down here live for the Jacksonville Jaguars game up against Arizona, and I'll be down here live when Florida State plays up against Syracuse, and I'll be watching that game very closely here where sports meets life. So we'll take a step aside for a fast break, and we'll be back momentarily with plenty more coming up on Wake Up Call here from our second home of Florida. Times. There are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate
purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also, I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was, selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on WakeUpCallDT.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT, as well as on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, Facebook.com/LiveNowDT, and on YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Appreciate you being here inside of the Travel Cafe Kubal Studios. It looks like I'm in a cafe right now, and that's because my brother Evan he's got a great setup here, man. So I'm happy to be down here in Florida. I have broadcasted live from Hooters in the past 2 months on iDrive, as well as broadcasted from in front of a pool and palm trees in St. Augustine with Papa Joe and Mary. And now I have the opportunity to broadcast from this nook in what looks like a really nice put-together coffee shop as I shamelessly plug Cafe Kubal and get to spend some time with my brother Evan. So I want to thank God more than anything that I get to cover Syracuse, who's coming down here. I get to be a part of that, watch that with Evan. I get to see Jacksonville firsthand and finally get to talk to Urban Meyer and get to talk to Trevor Lawrence and Jamal Agnew and Marvin Jones Jr. and Josh Allen after spending over a year away from the Jaguars. And that's been weird to me because I've been on location for the better part of the last decade covering the Jaguars. And so to have to not be there this past year was really difficult, and obviously dealing with the pandemic times, you have to navigate and appreciate the blessings that you have. So I was happy to be in the Dome and happy to be a part of that. I'm happy that the fans are back. I would love for the fans to actually pack the place safely and soundly so we can do that and have a better era of fan support at the Dome. So I'm eternally grateful. I get to go to Disney after I do the show today. And those of you that know Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, we have a Disney show called Dan on Disney. You could find it on Facebook and Instagram at Dan on Disney. And so I got to ride Ratatouille before it opens. It opens on October 1st. I got to ride it on September 28th with my brother Evan. And we got to try the crepes. I got to try a Ratatouille crepe and a red berry crepe. Both very different, both very good, sweet and savory. The red berry one, I wanted to just jump in there and live in that crepe. That crepe was fantastic. And not that the Ratatouille one wasn't, just the red berry one was incredible. So, to be able to do all of this, broadcast live from my second home of Florida, have the great companies of Central and Upstate New York we get to work with, have the incredible videos we get to air with Lemoyne, and all of those are on YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Feature Lemoyne this week in bonus coverage. Get to do our Dolphin Dive with Emily Yancone of the Lemoyne Dolphins volleyball team. Plus have Marywood officially starting as our multimedia marketing partner, my alma mater, this Friday, October 1st. Plus be down here for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World for Dan on Disney and get to see Magic Kingdom and all of Walt Disney World celebrate the 50th anniversary, which is connected to Magic Kingdom opening on October 1st, 1971, which was the official jump-off of what would become Walt Disney World because Magic Kingdom was the first and the crown jewel. So be down here for that, to see my friends. Venom comes out tomorrow, Let There Be Carnage, and he's my favorite anti-hero. So to be a part of that and get to see it with my buddy Rudy, to getting to see my cousin Joey, who's getting married soon, to see Papa Joe and Mary, to be able to sit and just eat dinner with them and watch a movie, which we didn't get to do for over a year because of the pandemic, and I love that so much. To jump in the pool after making a bold pick and create history in that. I've never pool jumped after making a pick, and it had to do with my hometown of Syracuse. So, Urban Meyer, that history, like I was saying before. I mean, this has just been an incredible week. It started off with incredible day. If the only day I had was Sunday, September 26th, it would have been enough for me. So to be able to do all of this and have all of this and just be a part of all this just means the world to me. And to be able to do my Geoff Cantin-Arku and Matt Bergeron interviews from afar. I want to thank Syracuse University for that, Tyler and Susie and everybody out there, so thank you. And, it's been great. I got to ride my favorite ride yesterday and Expedition Everest. So I get to cover Syracuse, get to cover Jacksonville, get to come down here and be live, get to be in my second home of Florida, get to see my family, and get to do the things I love, eat the food I love to eat, go to Walt Disney World, celebrate the 50-year anniversary. I mean, get out of here. It's awesome. It's awesome. And announce, while I was down here, my partnership with my alma mater of Marywood University, and find this Jacksonville Jaguars jersey. It's left me speechless. It really has. So I'm excited for this week. I'm excited for everything that is to come. And I'm so happy for everything we've done already, and I'm so happy that you're here. So thank you. Please make sure to go to Facebook and like our page at WakeUpCallDT. Go to Twitter and click follow at CallDT. Go to Instagram and click follow at WakeUpCall_DT. And subscribe to us on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and subscribe on WakeUpCallDT.com so that you don't miss a moment of anything. This has been an incredible week. And I'm so blessed. And more than anything else, I love being around my family. Papa Joe and Mary are another set of parents for me. My brother is Evan through and through. And I'm so incredibly proud of him, and I love him so much. So it's been a beautiful week, and I'm so happy to be here inside the Cafe Kubal Studios. And God is great, man. God is great. God is good. God is awesome. God is always on time. God loves you. And if your life is hard right now, I'm sure there's something good you can look to, and I hope you do that. And just keep building off of that. Just keep building and building and building. Never destroying, only building. I love you all. Send you my love. Big ol' hugs from DT. So, with that being said, taking a look around, and make sure you go back to the Papa Joe show. It's split in two. The first hour is all baseball, so you can find that on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT, our total baseball postseason show, and talking about Shohei Ohtani and Universal DH and Jacob deGrom and all that. And then in the second broadcast of Papa Joe, we talk college football and NFL wall-to-wall. Our bold college football picks that were right for Week 4 with Arkansas over Texas A&M, as well as Clemson losing to NC State. And our Week 5 picks. We make a ton of picks for Week 5 because the SEC is in full effect in Week 5. So we made a ton of picks for that. You could see who we picked there. And we talk about the 0-3 Jaguars, and we talk about every division of the NFL, all of the divisions of the NFL, all 8 divisions, and who we think is a contender or a pretender in each division. Some divisions with a bunch of contenders, some with none, some with a bunch of pretenders. So definitely check that out today. And you could find that all on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and also share it to our social media that I just told you about. Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. I want to thank our uptick in our subscribers on YouTube with all the good things that we're putting up. So thank you so much for joining us on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Really does mean a lot to me, so I want to say thank you. Our newest food challenge with Mother's Cupboard, we've had 3. We had the pancake, where I came in second. We had my chicken and waffle DT special, which I came in first. And we had the Philly cheesesteak one that we aired this week, which I'm not going to talk about where I came in on that one. So you can check all those out today. So make sure you do that. Would love to have you on there. So a lot of great videos, especially there's a ton of stuff on there, but there's a lot of stuff we just added to YouTube. So don't miss that on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. I'm going to save some other thoughts on what's going on here with Syracuse for our pregame show. So I don't want to give away any more of what we're going to talk about there. And so we'll talk about Florida State and all of that in just a little bit. And definitely Antonio Brown, a quick note here. I told you should play him if he's off the COVID list. He is. So he rejoined the Buccaneers if he's able to play. He's a good guy to put in your flex as a wide receiver 3 or a wide receiver 4. So definitely check that out. Major League Baseball continues to talk about asking for change amidst their poor living conditions and low wages. I don't understand why this is a story now and it wasn't a story 10 years ago. But, either way, at least we can get it out now, and hopefully things can get better now, because we definitely need to see. We need to see it. We need to see the help. It's not fair for how these people are living in these conditions here. The life of being an almost professional or a professional in a minor league is not what people think it is, and so I just hope that things get better. I do want to make a note here of Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence again to bring things full circle. They will be facing off against each other since the last time they faced off, when it was LSU versus Clemson in the national championship. And so we all know what happened in that game. And that was the last time these two quarterbacks faced each other. LSU won 42-25 in the national championship game. And so the victor in that game in January 13th, 2020 was Joe Burrow, and the loser was Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence, like I said, the irony of tonight's game with Cincinnati and Jacksonville is that back then T. Higgins was with Trevor Lawrence. Now T. Higgins is with Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase. So he's got both. So Joe Burrow's coming in with more firepower. He's got Jamar from that game. He has Joe Burrow has T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So he has Clemson's wide receiver and his former teammate at LSU on the same team. He also had Justin Jefferson, who he doesn't have anymore. That would be crazy. He's with Minnesota right now, coming off a season where he had over 1,000 yards as a rookie wide receiver. So Trevor Lawrence, in the last time he faced off against Joe Burrow, 18-37, 234 passing yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Joe Burrow, 31-49, 463 passing yards, 5 touchdowns and no picks. He also had Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the team as well. He doesn't have that anymore. And Trevor Lawrence, ironically, had Travis Etienne, who he will not have, even though he should have him. They're both Jacksonville Jaguars, but Travis Etienne's injured, and God willing that rehab is going well, and he'll be back at full go for the Jaguars next year to play his true rookie season, since he didn't get to play his rookie season this year. Travis Etienne was 15 carries, 78 yards in that for a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence had a rushing touchdown. T. Higgins had a rushing touchdown in that game. So Trevor Lawrence coming into this game with all new weapons. Joe Burrow coming into this game with one of Trevor Lawrence's weapons and one of his old faithfuls, Jamar Chase, who in the game against Clemson had 9 catches for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let me say that again. Jamar Chase had 221 yards receiving in that win, LSU over Clemson. So some interesting stuff going on here as we get set for the game tonight, as the Jaguars take on the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm going to pick Cincinnati at home. I want to pick Jacksonville, but the team that I love is, I always said it as a broadcaster, it's a cardinal sin to be partial. So I am impartial when it comes to this stuff. And so as much as I want Jacksonville to win, and I hope they do, as a broadcaster, I'm picking Cincinnati. They have too much firepower. Like I said, Cincinnati has T. Higgins, who is with Trevor Lawrence in that loss to LSU in the national championship game. Jamar Chase is back with Joe Burrow, who was in that win over Clemson in the national championship game. So Joe Burrow's coming in with more firepower. No Travis Etienne to help out Trevor Lawrence because he's injured. So in this rematch between Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence that Joe Burrow won last time, now looking at the fact that Cincinnati's got more firepower. So, and that doesn't mean that Jacksonville doesn't have talent. It means that Joe Burrow, to me, has guys that in the NFL have shown more to me in recent history than DJ Chark has and Laviska Shenault and whatnot. Now, granted, they got to get the ball out to them, and Trevor Lawrence has got to condense his mistakes, and the guy's got to hold on to the ball, and the offensive line's got to be better for Jacksonville. But I just think that at this point, I want to see Jacksonville win, but I'm giving the edge to Cincinnati because I think that they just have too much. and I think that they're in a better place than Jacksonville is right now. And Joe Burrow's got a season under his belt in the NFL, so I am going with the Cincinnati Bengals in this game, although I'm hoping that the Jaguars pull it out for Duval and for, Trevor Lawrence and for Urban Meyer, who are still seeking their first win as an NFL quarterback and an NFL head coach, respectively. So hopefully things will work out for the squads as they step forward here and start off football for, believe it or not, week 4 in the NFL. You need to enjoy your time playing fantasy football because, it goes quick. As soon as Mike and I start the season, it feels like it's over before you know it. So definitely check out our advice on youtube.com/wakeupcall.dt and on facebook.com/wakeupcall.dt and the extended fantasy football power hour, giving you advice on every single game, every single week for the NFL. And to make a note here, to stay with college for a second here, just to take a look at some of the things going on as we get ready for Friday's show, I wanted to talk about, where things stood right now in the rankings, because we've talked, obviously we talk about the rankings here, and in the AP as well for week 5 and in the coaches poll. In the AP, Alabama and Georgia and Oregon didn't move 1, 2, and 3. I don't think I necessarily disagree with that. Penn State went up to number 4. Iowa's at 5. So you see them loving the Big Ten still. Oklahoma is at 6. They dropped 2 spots. Cincinnati went up 1 to 7. Arkansas went up 8 spots to 8. And if they win again, I would imagine they're going to leapfrog and might get into the top 5 if they're able to win again. So, and they'll be playing a game on the road. Arkansas's playing on the road this week. So they just defeated Texas A&M. Now they're playing Georgia. And I got them winning over Georgia on October 2nd. That game is going to be played at noon Eastern time. So thankfully I will be able to check that out while I'm down here. And I'm excited about that. If Arkansas wins, if they went up 8 spots for defeating Texas A&M, when Texas A&M was 7 and Arkansas was 16 in the AP, I would imagine if they went up 8 spots for that, if they defeat Georgia, they're going to definitely get into the nation's top 5. So I'm excited to see what Arkansas is going to do. The Razorbacks are relevant, and I'm definitely a fan of watching them. Notre Dame up 3 spots to 9. Florida up 1 spot. They put them in the top 10. Ohio State dropped 1 to 11. Ole Miss came up 1 to 12. BYU went up 2 to 13. They're still an independent, but they're supposed to be joining the Big 12. Michigan went up 5 spots to 4. They beat Rutgers. The hell the That's the thing. Some of these teams, they get all this love, and I don't understand why. Do you understand Michigan has not played a ranked team all year? They have not played a ranked team all season. They beat Western Michigan. They beat Washington. They beat Northern Illinois. And they beat Rutgers 20-13. Barely. How do you go up multiple spots for beating Rutgers? And that, you know what I mean? How do you go up? You go up 5 spots for beating Rutgers? They think that Michigan's better than Texas A&M because Texas A&M lost to Arkansas and went down 8 spots. It's ridiculous. Coastal Carolina is still undefeated at 4-0. They're up 6. They went up 1 spot to 16 in the AP. Michigan State is 4-0. They went up 3 spots. Fresno State up 4 spots at 18. Oklahoma State was not ranked last week. They're up to 19 right now. So UCLA stays ranked. They go up 4 spots. Started the season defeating Ed Ogeron and LSU. Baylor went from not ranked to 21. They're 4-0. And Auburn's 3-1. They went up a spot. NC State defeated Clemson, so they're in the top 25 at 23. Clemson fell 16 spots. 16 spots, folks. 16 spots from number 9 to number 25. Barely making the top 25. Wake Forest is 4-0. They made the top 25. Both above Clemson and both in the Atlantic Division with Clemson, so interesting to see that. And in the coaches poll, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon's the same, and then there's a little bit of difference with some of these teams like Penn State in the coaches poll is not regarded as high. But this Michigan, probably the biggest what the hell is the Michigan part of this thing. Greg said Tom Brady factor here. And I don't know what he was talking about here, a Tom Brady factor. So, Greg, let me know what your thoughts are on that. But, I mean, yeah, just Serious? Oh, because of Michigan. Where he was a backup quarterback. I get it. I get where you're at, Greg. I get it. So Clemson's 19 in the coaches poll after going to 25 in the AP poll. That's an interesting thing. Their coaches saying, "Hey, Dabo Swinney's not that bad at 2-2, but he's out of the college football playoff." I told you, and I'll tell you again, there's only one team in America that can lose 2 games and get in the college football playoff, and that is Alabama. Everybody else, you can only lose 1, maybe. When I'm speaking, I shouldn't say everybody else. The other teams that can lose 1 game and still get in the college football playoff, Georgia, potentially Florida, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Clemson. But 2 games, only Alabama. So just interesting to see some of the stuff here. But yeah, Michigan going up 5 spots. They're 4-0. They beat an unranked team, an unranked team, an unranked team, and an unranked team. And last year, when the Big Ten decided to play football because it was all about safety, and then it was all about, well, I guess we could play money. Hashtag money. Hashtag I want money. Hashtag everybody's playing but me. Hashtag I'm the only one not at the party. So, and they ranked Ohio State in the top 6 before they even played a game. And they ranked Michigan. Michigan went up 3 spots before they played a game. They rose Michigan for doing nothing. So, I mean, and now they're up 5 spots because they barely beat Rutgers? Are you kidding me right now? You think Michigan's better than Texas A&M? Dang it, you think Michigan's better than Coastal Carolina? I'd love to see them play Coastal Carolina right now. You think they're better than UCLA, who beat LSU? You think they're better than Baylor? You think they're better than NC State right now? Really? I'd love to see Michigan play Wake Forest right now. Going up 5 spots for beating Rutgers. Somebody's drunk in the kitchen again. So, I don't get that. I really don't get it. But whatever, Some people just get that love. Some people just get that look at the Irish. Notre Dame and Michigan, It's like, Notre Dame, who'd you beat? Who'd you play? San Francisco Institute of Technology, who just started a football team 3 minutes ago? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to rise you to number 10. Where were you last week? 47? Yeah, no, we'll bring you up 37 spots. So between Notre Dame and Michigan, for the love of you-know-what, Jeepers Christmas. But anywho, I digress. A lot of stuff coming up. Friday's show going to be jam-packed for you. TGIF. Very excited to do TGIF with you. TGIF. So much going on with TGIF. Going to have the opportunity to have the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, to start things off at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Then we will have, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, LEAD, which stands for Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. And that'll be with Juanita Ward with a special topic from Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And then we'll be able to get into the Top Dog of the Week announcement from Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding. And then for the first time ever, as we officially start our partnership on October 1st of 2021, I will have the opportunity on the first day of our partnership to start off our first ever edition of Pacer Pride in our multimedia marketing partnership with Marywood University. Pacer Pride will be featuring Executive Director of Athletics, Mr. Pat Murphy, in a video conversation that you will not want to miss about his history, why Marywood, and so much more. And that'll be going worldwide on video and audio tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. So I'm very excited about that. And I promise you the ingredients to success today before we hopped out of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So I promised you those ingredients to success, and I will not shy away from that, because a promise is a promise is a promise is a promise. So let's get into those ingredients to success, proudly brought to you by Avicoli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York. There for decades for you, right down the street from the high school. So bringing you the ingredients to success, and I want to make sure that we do that for you here today as promised, as advertised. So the ingredients to success for this week, I got to pick a topic and give you the ingredients. So I would say ingredients to success topic for this week is going to be confidence. Confidence. The topic is confidence. And the ingredients to success for the topic of confidence, well, you have to understand that outside noise is exactly that. By definition, it's supposed to be outside. It comes from outside, and you need to keep it outside. What other people think of you, what's one of the greatest quotes that I go by now? Other people's opinions of me are none of my business. So I would tell you that to have confidence, you have to shut out the outside noise. God called it outside noise for a reason, because it's meant to be outside of your house. You're not supposed to let it in. Another ingredient to success for confidence is to not live in the past, to not live in the mistakes that you made and the blunders that happened. In order to be confident in your professional and personal life, you have to let go of the things that have hurt you. You have to let go of the things that have worked against you in the past. You can't be confident in a new relationship in business if you're thinking about, oh, this business never paid me, this business screwed me over, this business didn't keep up their end of the bargain. If you think that way about all the new businesses you're going into, you're going to sabotage it. You're not going to enjoy it. If you go into a personal relationship, a romantic relationship, or a friendship thinking, well, this friend always let me down, or this girlfriend cheated, or this girlfriend wasn't honest, or this girlfriend or boyfriend didn't do this, that, and whatever, then you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to sabotage it. In order to have confidence, you have to let go of the past. The only thing you should ever hold on to from the past is what you learned from it. I'm going to say that again. The only thing you should ever hold on to from the past is what you learned from it. Your knowledge and your wisdom are the only things from the past you should ever hold on to. You shouldn't hold on to the pain. You shouldn't hold on to the memories of the pain. You shouldn't hold on to those negative feelings. The only thing you should hold on to from the past is what you learned from it. So to be confident, you got to let go of the past. To be confident, you have to take your knowledge and your wisdom from the past only. To be confident, you have to have a short memory of bad things that happen. To be confident, you have to leave the outside noise outside. To be confident, you have to know who you are. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Remember that? If you don't know who you are, then people can tell you who you are. So your confidence is key. You can't have confidence the first week of a relationship, the first week of a season, the first week of school, the first week of a business partnership. You have to be confident all the time. And yeah, it's hard and it takes work, and that's why, a lot of people struggle with it. But you can't run a business if you're not confident. You can't be successful as a team if you're not confident. You can't have a good relationship or a friendship if you're not confident. You can't have a good business partnership if you're not confident. And stop waiting for other people to make you happy. That's another part of confidence. Another ingredient to success. Stop looking for people to pat you on the back. Don't find your success in other people giving you accolades. Don't find your success in awards. Don't find your success in retweets and hashtags. Don't find your success in somebody patting you on the back. Don't find your success in another person's actions and words. Find your success in you. Find your success in God. God is proud of you. The moment that you wake up, God is proud of you. The moment before you wake up, God is proud of you. So go out there and give it your all. You want to know how you have a successful day? You try your best. You be good to yourself. You be good to other people. That's how you find it. Confidence is built over time. Confidence is built over purposeful actions, positive purposeful actions compounded on one another. That is how you build confidence. If you want to be a fantastic worker, then do it every day. If you want to be a good boyfriend, do it every day. If you want to be a good girlfriend, do it every day. Good husband, good wife, do it every day. Good parent, do it every day. Good business owner, do it every day. A good left tackle, do it every day. A good point guard, do it every day. If you want to be good at life, then every single day just wake up, prepare, do your best, give your all. You know what it takes for you to feel ready. You know what it takes for you to feel prepared. You know what it takes for you to feel good. Don't seek satisfaction in other people. Don't seek relevancy in other people. Don't seek confidence in other people. Find that within yourself. Because if, God forbid, you lost everything and everybody, you lost all the material stuff, all the accolades, all your money, all of your material goods, every avenue to get your word out there, all the people that love you, if you lost it all, could you still love yourself? Could you still be confident? Could you still wake up today if the entire world was washed away? And could you still find the strength to get out of bed and go out there and fight the good fight? That's the question you have to ask yourself every day. It's not a morbid question. It's a good question. If you lost everything, could you still get up and fight? If you lost everything, could you still love yourself? If you lost everything, could you still love God? If you lost everything, could you still stay confident? Could you still believe in yourself? If there was a zombie apocalypse, could you trust yourself to stay alive? If a meteor was coming toward Earth, could you trust yourself to make good decisions? If all hell broke loose and you lost all your money and you lost all your fame and you lost all your accolades, could you still get up? Could you still fight? If you lost your starting job, would you still fight and practice? Would you still fight if all hell breaks loose? Because anybody can fight when it's easy. Anybody can fight. Anybody can be confident when everything's going well. But can you be confident when things don't go well? Can you be confident when you need to reset? Can you be confident when you've had a lack of something? Can you be confident when you're not getting your phone calls, you're not getting your text messages, and people aren't boosting your ego? Confidence has to come from within. Happiness has to come from within. Positivity has to come from within. That's how you get it. Because if you're not confident in yourself, how can anybody have faith in you? How can anybody trust in you if you don't trust yourself? So if you want all the great things in life, trust yourself, love yourself, and be thankful and be grateful to God. I have so many blessings in my life. I am so incredibly honored. And now it's about being smart with them, being good with them. Right? That's what I said to my brother Evan yesterday. I said, God gave us everything that we asked for. Are we going to complain about it? Or are we going to do something with it? God gave us what we asked for. Are we going to rise to the challenge? God gave us what we asked for. What are we going to do next? Are we going to show God that He was right to give it to us? That He can trust us with these keys? I am. Evan is. Are you? Be confident in yourself because you're an incredible human being and you can accomplish great things. I want to see everybody eat, not just me. If I'm the only one eating, I'm the only one at the dinner table. I'm eating by myself. I want you to eat. People talk to me about competition. What do you think about your competition? I don't have any competition. There's no broadcaster out there better than me. And I don't say that because of an ego or cockiness. I say it because nobody else is Dan Tortora. You can listen to every show on the planet from the beginning of time until the end of time. And nobody's going to be better than me because nobody is me. No one's going to do Dan Tortora better than me. So I compete with myself every single day. I don't care what anybody else is saying on their show. I don't care what anybody else is doing on their show. They don't have my brain. They don't have my heart. They don't have my mind. They don't have, I said my brain twice, but it's true. They don't have my thoughts. They don't have my feelings. They don't have my soul. Let them be them. I want to be me. I want to be me. Every day. So, don't try to be anything other than you. Be confident in who you are. Be confident. If you walk with your head down in life, you're going to miss so much. Lift your head up, even when it's hard to. Smile, even when it's hard to. Believe, even when it's hard to. Have faith, even when it's hard to. Because one day, all of those dreams that you have and all of those beautiful things you've been praying and hoping for, God is going to give you the things that are meant to be yours. And guess what? Guess what? You want to waste all the time to get there? And by the time you get there, if you've just been looking down the whole time, you might miss everything. Confidence is key. Positivity is key. If you want to make it in life, you have to believe in yourself. You have to. You have to. 99.9% of the time, I'm working in silence. It's me and God believing in me. Yeah, I have a great mom, and I have a great dad, and I have great, Papa Joe and Mary is another set of parents, and I have brothers and sisters and just great friends and people that love me, and nieces and nephews, and my dog, Lily. But there's times where I'm not with Lily, and there's times where I'm not talking to Evan, there's times where I'm not talking to Papa Joe and Mary in this moment, or my mom or my dad. There's times where my phone is silent. And I have to be able to be enough for me. I have to trust in myself. When you're alone, how are you talking to yourself? Seeds of growth or seeds of demise? Because confidence comes from waking up every day saying, God, thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for giving me my life. And I believe in myself. I believe in my dreams. I believe that I'm going to have everything I want in my life. And I believe that I'm going to handle it well. God, please help me to handle all the blessings that I ask for and more. Please help me to handle my beautiful, incredible life and any adversity that comes in its way. Help me to never, ever, ever, ever give up on myself. Help me to uplift myself and uplift others, to be positive and to be kind. You want to be confident? Start with thanking God for your life and loving yourself. If you're not your biggest fan, who is? And if you're your biggest fan, you're always going to be there. Right? So, doesn't mean live life by yourself. It means that your happiness has to start from within. Can't rely on other people. People have bad days, right? You might be having a bad day and you call somebody up. And your mom's busy and your dad's busy and your girlfriend's busy and your sister's busy and your brother's busy and your best friend's busy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You spin out of control? No. You're going to love yourself. You're going to be positive. Because your happiness came from within and your confidence is homegrown. That's how you're going to get there. So love yourself and be good to yourself. Ingredients to success for confidence today and always. And stop living in the past. And stop caring what other people think. With that being said, I want to thank you for tuning in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora today inside of the Travel Cafe Kubal Studios. Plenty of great stuff coming up this Friday, as well as the ushering in of the multimedia marketing partnership with Marywood University, now proudly partnered with Marywood University, as well as Lemoyne College. Excited to bring to you our first ever Pacer Pride special, and that'll be coming up this Friday, October 1st, with a lot of great stuff going on. Disney celebrates 50 years. Dan on Disney going to be doing some awesome stuff. We've already started. On top of that, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is ushering in multimedia marketing partnership with Marywood University, my alma mater, and I'm still like speechless, like pinch me because how is it real? And I'm pinching myself and I still feel like it's not real. So Marywood officially starts with Wake Up Call on October 1st, 50th anniversary of Disney, and I'm down here at Disney for that on October 1st. It's one of my closest and best friends in the world, Ross Turetsky's birthday on October 1st, who you know very well from here. Check out all his stuff on Facebook by searching Ross Turetsky or the DJ and Roscoe Show. Make sure you check that out. DJ Roscoe Show, pardon me. So Ross's birthday is on October 1st. Just so many amazing things. So make sure you check all that stuff out. I want to thank you all for being a part of the show. God bless, no stress, do your best. As always, I want to give a big shout out to Lemoyne. And want to say fins up to the Lemoyne College Dolphins. Make sure you're checking out the Lemoyne College Dolphins every single week on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Always some cool stuff coming up for you, including Dolphin Time, which is Wednesdays on Wake Up Call exclusively at 9 a.m. Eastern Time every single Wednesday. AD and DT with Athletics Director Bob Beretta is every first and third Wednesday, including this upcoming Wednesday, and Dolphin Dive is every second and fourth Wednesday, which you just had this past Wednesday on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, with student athletes, coaches, and staff of the Lemoyne Dolphins family. So, fins up always to all the Dolphins out there, and thank you so much for tuning in on Wednesdays to our special and to all the things we get to do with the Lemoyne College Dolphins. Of course, on our social media, you'll see that plenty from the Dolphins and plenty of things being shared on our stories and whatnot on Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT, Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, and Twitter at CallDT. As I said to you before, you can check out Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, and facebook.com/livenowdt, as well as on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt and on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage. And once the shows go live, you can check them in the archives by searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora or searching one word Wake Up Call DT on Stitcher, Spotify, MixLR, TuneIn, YouTube, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Podbean. Once again, search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora or one word Wake Up Call DT. And a proud thanks to all of our Central and Upstate New York partners: Cafe Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Lemoyne College Dolphins, Pizza Man, Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, Progressive Dental, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Honda City of Liverpool, Avicoli's, Mother's Cupboard, Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, PB&J's Lunchbox, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, and the Mill House Market. From the Sunshine State and our second home of Florida, I bid you adieu from the Cafe Kubal Studios. God bless, no stress, do your best. I'll talk with you all soon. Be good, y'all.